So I made a video last week, and I was talking about it's a frustrating time. I get you. There's a lot going on, and I got a few comments on there like, "What are you talking about?" I guess the short was very short. So, what I was talking about was, the times that we're living in today. Like the whole going back to work scenario after COVID. People are still working from home, majority of people. However, the big brands out there, like the Nikes and the Cokes and all that, they're asking people to come back to work more and more now. And the reason for that is they want more collaboration in person. The real reason for that is they're paying for all the space and they want to use it. And they want collaboration. They want the old school collaboration back in the office 5 days a week, 4 days a week, 6 days a week. I don't know what it is, but more and more I'm hearing, from the people around me that, it's tough, right? You've sort of built this lifestyle after COVID that, okay, after 2, 3 years go by and you can sustain your job at home. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in your boss's boss's eye, they don't see it that way. They want you back in the office. They want you working hard. They want to make every dollar count. And they're not wrong in some senses that collaboration happens in person. Whether or not they see that, virtually you can still get the same job done, they still want you back in the office. That's just the world we're living in right now. And what I was trying to get at before with that short was there's a lot of frustration when you've proved for this long that you can do your job, maintain your job, don't let the ball drop, get projects done, and have a better work-life balance. They don't seem to like that, right? And the frustration is, okay, now you've sort of like set the groundwork of how you can work at home. You've set up your office. Your kids maybe don't need childcare anymore. They can come home. They'll be at home. You can watch them at the same time. You can cook. You can clean. Hey, you can go out for a massage. You can go grocery shopping. And yeah, that's normal now, right? But these companies see it and they're like, I'm not paying for your time to go grocery shopping or go have a massage. What are you doing? And so now it's frustrating, right? I know you're frustrated. Trust me, the people I'm surrounded by are frustrated also. Your boss is on your case, micromanaging more, and you don't know what to do about it. What can we do about it? What solutions are out there? I mean, talk to me. Like, I don't have all the answers for you. All I could say is I could relate with you. And I see it more and more now. And, the kicker is the kicker. Places like Twitter have cut down their workforce by 80%. Think about that, 80%. So there's only 20% of the workforce there are there now. Turns out Elon Musk is saying that, it turns out you don't need that many people to run Twitter. Well, if you don't need that many people to run Twitter, good luck at the organization you work for, because they're following the same structure these days. They're asking you to come in more and more so that you get frustrated enough to voluntarily leave, which means they don't have to pay out a severance for you. Cheaper for them for you to leave. They don't look at you as a person. You could be replaced tomorrow if they wanted to. They don't care that you leave. Now, what does that tell you? What does that tell you about your life? Is it really worth all this time and effort to, work on these projects for these big brands to make them famous, to make them rich, and only to realize that you're not very valued in this world in their eyes. I think that's what's starting to come out in the forefront of society today. And you hear a lot of motivational speakers, or you see a lot of quotes that say you can be replaced in a second. And what that tells me is like, you really got to focus on your life. I'm not talking about your life as work. You weren't born a graphic designer. You weren't born a financial analyst or analyst. Sorry, you weren't born those things, right? But that's your job. That just brings in the income. So a lot of people that these days now I think are starting to see that, and maybe not starting to see. But I'm here to tell you that um, find a place that you're valued, whether that's at home with your family, whether that's with your friends. Because I can tell you, like, sure, you might have a social life at work with your coworkers, but those are your coworkers, right? That's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying don't have a social life. I'm just saying find the place where you fit in and you're valued. Unfortunately, your job is your job. And tomorrow, if you were to get hit by a bus, they're going to find somebody to replace you and eventually forget your name. It's a harsh truth, right? But if you start to think about, like maybe how do I build a business? How can I be self sustainable? How can I, in this time where it's so murky, so unclear, so frustrating, that you do all this work, spend all this time, these hours that you put in, these days that you put in to finish a project, to take it from start to finish, only to realize that somebody else could do that also. The hard truth is you're not a person, you're a number in the corporation's eyes. So, how can you start a business? How can you be self-sufficient now? Tell me your ideas. What sort of ideas do you have? I'm a person that comes up with a million ideas a day. I write down a few of them. I let the other few go. I focus on a few of them. This YouTube channel is one of them. I'm not sure where it's going right now, but I thought maybe having these open conversations and might help, right? And might help me, might help you. So, if you have a topic that you want to talk about, if you have a business idea that you want to talk about, or, if you just want to give me feedback, tell me to blink more in my videos, tell me to be a little bit more detailed and not so vague, feel free. The content that I make is going to be for you. And the questions that you have, maybe I can answer. Maybe I can point you in the right direction. So I hear you. I'm putting out another video here just to say I hear you. There's a lot of frustration in the world today, and it's unfortunate. And I feel like we're living in this world where everything is being forged right now. If you think about like how a sword is forged, it's forged as a piece of metal put into hot heat, hot fire, and then smashed a million times until it starts to form a shape. I feel like I don't want to be a pessimist here, but the next 30 years or so is going to be that. Our world is just going to look different. We're in the in between stages right now of what the world is going to look like. And we're just floating around. We're just being pushed around, bullied around. And people are trying to figure it out. People don't understand. This was my norm. This is not my norm now. What are you doing to me? People, I got to tell you to start waking up, start seeing that, this is not norm. This is not how life should have been. This is not how life should be. You should be a happy person. You should be waking up and doing something that you love every day. You should be making money to support you and your family by doing something that you love every day. Not something that you're forced to do every day. Not something that a boss should have to poke over your shoulder and tell you to do it better. You shouldn't have a boss that yells at you, that tells you not to do this or do this better or listen to me. You're not a child. You're a grown up. You have ideas, you have aspirations, you have dreams, you have what it takes to build something beautiful in this world and share it with the world. I think that's why we were all put on this earth, to discover our gifts, and not only that, but to share our gifts with the other people in the world. That you know, think about the movies that you watch, the videos that you see on YouTube, the audio, the music that you listen to. Those people have discovered something about themselves, went out, created it, and put it out there for you to see, for you to love. And don't you appreciate that? Think about Matthew Perry for a second. He just passed away. He was one of the funniest sitcom characters out there. And he's gone just like that. And everybody's comments are RIP Matthew Perry, you were the funniest. Think about a world without Matthew Perry. He took those gifts, he honed into them. He got that role in Friends. He made us laugh so much, and he shared it with all of us. And now he's gone. One day we're all going to be gone, right? We don't get out of this world alive. In 100 years, our name is going to be faded and it's going to be gone, and no one's going to really remember us, right? They say, I was listening to a Connor Price song. I love Connor Price, but one of his lyrics, and I forget which song, but he was saying, you die 2 times, once on the day you're dead, and second when somebody says your name for the last time. I hope that puts things in oh my gosh. I hope that puts thing in let me try that again. I hope that it puts things in perspective for you, even just a little bit. That we're all here on this earth to find our gifts, hone into them, share them with the world. Even if that's just your children, even if that's just your family, even if that's just one person. Let's not be selfish anymore. Let's not keep our gifts to ourselves. If you're a decent cook, put something out there to share it with other people. I'm not saying that everybody needs to have a YouTube channel, everybody has to be on social media, but do it in a private setting, do it in an intimate setting where, make yourself the star of your own reality, right? Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling, but I hope there was a point there, and I'll post this video, and I hope you guys rip me up into shreds about it. But be brave, be fearless, go out there, create something, talk to me, give me your ideas. I'm not going to take them, but I want to help you if I can. I have this YouTube channel that's starting up, and really, I'm kind of excited. I went from 1 subscriber last week to 4. Hey, if I can do it, you can do it. That's all I got to say about that. And tune in next week. I'll talk about something else, and hopefully you'll listen. Take care, everybody.